Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sion Rhodes. Amid growing calls for immigration reform, President Joe Biden in Texas today getting an up-close view of the problem, visiting the Texas-Mexico border for the first time in his presidency. KPRC 2 investigates Mario Diaz on the ground for us tonight in El Paso. He's live from a migrant camp that's set outside of a church in downtown El Paso with reaction to the president's trip. Mario?
It's Sion, that's right. I'm outside of Sacred Heart Church here in downtown El Paso, where a migrant camp has been established now for several weeks. The mood here today was one filled with hope. They were anticipating to hear some sort of positive comments about their status. The situation overall for President Joe Biden. He did arrive here in El Paso over 3 hours ago. He's anticipated to already be wheels up towards Mexico City, but the president remains on the ground here, and the only comments thus far that he has stated publicly to the media is that he does plan to provide the resources that are needed to help solve this problem here at the border. President Joe Biden in El Paso. The focus, the border. Biden's first close-up view of a complex problem that, according to federal numbers, has deteriorated under his administration. At the airport to welcome Biden, Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who had a letter waiting for the president.
He needs to step up and take swift action, including reimbursing the state of Texas for the money that we spent, but providing more resources for the federal government to do its job.
Prior to the president's arrival, El Paso resident Joe Barraza shared his message to Biden.
Do something about this.
El Paso declared a state of emergency last month after tens of thousands flooded the city streets. A temporary band-aid to the problem recently broke ground north of the city. This new detention center that will be able to accommodate several thousand, according to a federal official.
It's not fair for the people here in El Paso, for people in Texas and Arizona and California. All these border states are having these problems.
Barraza spoke with us outside Sacred Heart Catholic Church, where a migrant camp has been established. KPRC 2 investigates was at this very location Saturday night, and less than 24 hours later, a completely different sight. Today, we are seeing children. One mother tells me they come out here to get the warmth of the sun, but at night, they go inside of this building, where over 100 mothers and their children stay to seek shelter.
A todos los inmigrantes no somos malos.
Not all of the immigrants are bad people. Paula Andrea is from Colombia. Her new life in the USA started on New Year's Day. Her American dream is to work and do no harm to anyone. The 18-year-old also wants a better life for her 2-year-old son, John.
Y darle un mejor futuro a mi hijo.
And give your son a future. Yolema Reyes also is 18. She just wants something she says she could not have in Venezuela, an education. ¿Para qué quieres estudiar? What do you want to study?
Para abogada.
To be a lawyer.
Sí.
And once again, we're live here in El Paso, where President Joe Biden continues with his trek through this city. He is still on the ground. Maybe asking exactly what was inside that letter that Governor Abbott gave to Joe Biden. He says 5 solutions that President Biden can enforce right now. Live in El Paso, Mario Diaz, KPRC 2 News.